Sirski, man. It's the Free Breakfast Podcast, food for thought, and your most important meal of the day. I go by the name of DJ Paulie Guap.
And I'm Hefe Lockhart, man. Here on the check-in is today. We got a special guest in here. We got my boy Myles Harris in here.
You know what I'm saying? My Southside
Me
brother.
And Black Sheep with it.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? We know what Black Sheep means to the youth culture, but we wanted to do this here for you because we know you was a part of that skate circuit real early. You know what I'm saying?
Real early.
We ain't off Camden no more. We off Central, but it's all love. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Josh.
You feel
Shout
me?
out to Black Sheep.
Shout out Drew, man. Appreciate this, man. This is a big vision going on today. What's good with you, brother?
Myles, how you living, man? You
Man,
here in
I'm
the
feeling
city
good,
right now.
Man. I'm feeling good.
Feeling
Can't
good.
complain. Just living, enjoying this day. For real.
Facts. That's
Be with
amazing.
the family.
Now, you here in the city right now, but you've been staying in Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What brings you back to the city this week, man?
Shit, really just family.
Easy.
Come visit the mom. You know what I'm saying?
Easy.
She the only person I got here, like family wise. So
Facts.
y'all to come back besides
for
y'all
moms.
and everybody I grew up with for real. Like
Facts. And I don't know if the world know, bro, but Miss Margaret is like, she's like our gracious.
She's legendary, bro.
Like, literally, I think the world gotta know, bro. Like, Miss Margaret, bro, she saved all of us, bro.
Shout out to
You
Miss
feel
Margaret.
me? She keep us real close, bro. She keep us guided. You know what I'm saying? The world gonna find out soon who she is. You feel me? But
Mama, I love you.
yes, sir.
Man, let's start off, man. I would say that you one of like the pioneers of like Charlotte creative culture. Like
Most
you,
certainly.
I say, what was my boy name? Stunner.
Stunner motherfucker.
Stunner.
You know what I'm saying? AKA Steez on the photography
You know
tip.
what I'm saying? Like,
You know?
Izzy was in that circuit. A lot
Big
more
Brio.
people that I don't want to forget no names or nothing. So I don't
Trap
wanna
House
start
Art, AKA
shouting
Pippin.
Too many people.
You know what I'm
out.
saying? We don't want to
Yeah.
forget nobody, but
How did this shit start for you as far as just like getting on this creative scene? You know, we know you for producing and video, photo. So what came first? How did you even jump into the creative scene?
I probably started skating first, like back in like '99.
mm,
And just through skating, like I always had like different homies that was just shooting videos and stuff, doing it for the skating. And then, I mean, probably like 7th grade, that's when I like tapped into the music. So the video just came from skating, like just wanting to put out edits and do shit like that.
okay.
And then once I started making music, I just realized it went hand in hand, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
So I had to just tap all the way in after that, like started doing music videos, started just making content, just creative pieces. Like it wasn't really
Facts.
about like no clout shit, no trying to just even getting people to see it. Like niggas was just creating, like, you know what I'm saying? When I first started making beats, I wasn't even thinking about producing for other artists. I was just making
Facts.
beats off the sole fact that that shit was fun. I love doing it.
Facts.
So
It's wild. Like, one of the first pieces of content I ever seen from Myles, this video is my favorite Myles video ever. It's called This Is Me. And it's like a project
I
he
remember
did
that.
in high school. Like, and
That was like a contest, wasn't it?
yeah, it was
no,
crazy.
it was actually like a school project for my photography class.
Oh damn, that was hard. I remember that one. I
Yeah,
remember that
like,
one.
and it's crazy. It was like that's the first time I learned what stop motion was. You know what I'm saying? And just knowing the process when he was like, bro, this is hundreds of photos, like hundreds and hundreds, and like
real.
it took so much time and just
I think I might be talking about something different. Too.
oh, we took bro, it's
This
crazy.
is me.
I'm talking about something you did for like a drink company or something like
Okay,
that.
that was the my Steve shit.
Okay, my
That,
Steez,
that was like a little contest thing.
Facts,
That was
yeah.
a little
But the This Is
contest
Me
thing.
shit, that was something he did for Myers Park. That was crazy. Like, it was like, and that was when he showed a lot of his skating background, like the aggressive inline skating. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, he was nice on the board too, but I came up on aggressive skating culture. So like, when I found out Myles skated on that tip, I was like, okay, this is crazy.
It's crazy
Like-
to see how much shit evolved from skate culture.
Oh yeah,
Nah, for
You
real.
know what I'm saying?
This whole culture right now is like modeled behind skate culture, from the fashion to the music to everything. 'Cause
Facts.
I know like when music, what gave me like a variety was watching skate videos. Like you would hear everything from a trap song to a hard rock song to a metal song to a country song. Like it didn't matter. Like they was putting
Right.
all type of shit in there. So
It's crazy. I kind of think of like you were saying how Myles was like the first creative in this city. Like really on that tip, it's like he was like the first Renaissance man of the city, like our age. You know what I'm saying? Somebody we know, somebody we interact with on a daily basis. Like it's like I'm from skating to photography, videography, graffiti. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're talking
that scene heavy,
every
too.
aspect. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then production that just came, and it was just it's fascinating. It's super fascinating because it's like I feel like you tapped into every element of your creativity before trying to go, focusing on one thing.
Right,
you know,
right. No,
it's
I
kind of
feel
like
you.
you canvas the whole perimeter. Let me do everything I want to do. Then let me go back and then I'm gonna start focusing each step on this. You know, very strategic plan. Very
Nah, for
strategic.
real.
I remember we met through Izzy. I want to say this was probably like
Yeah.
2010.
2010, 2011.
And then you ended up shooting some videos. You ended
2010.
up shooting.
I met y'all in 2010.
Like at the
2011,
end,
20
yeah,
it was
end of
like
2010,
2010.
yeah,
Yeah,
top of
before
20.
that?
No,
It
it was
y'all still
2010.
had the house on the south,
Yeah. This
on
was
Park Road.
That was 2010.
That was 2010,
Yeah,
or
I
even
ain't-
like 09.
I didn't know y'all when I lived on the north side.
nah,
When I was going to
nah.
North Med.
nah. We had met you after you had moved back to the south side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, because it was 2010. Because Izzy, Brio introduced us. Like Brio introduced everybody on the north side, pretty much that know Myles. That's through Brio. Like, you know what I'm saying, for the world to know.
The
Like,
first clean slate videos. We got like some behind
Yeah.
the
Oh,
slate
yeah.
videos. You can probably still find them on YouTube.
For real.
that's
they
a fact.
still up.
They still
Yeah,
up.
They still up.
still up.
Hell yeah.
The Ion Quest, the original Soul Man. You know what I'm
Quest.
saying? That's
They
a
don't know
fact.
about that.
Damn, take us back, bro. You just sparked something up for me.
Okay,
Ion
okay.
Quest, Third Eye Optics.
That
Like,
shit is too
take
funny.
us back to them days, man. Riding that cat's bus, man. Getting to where you needed to go. You know what I'm
Easy.
saying? Like, from
Easy.
side to side, man. Tell us about them early teen days, man. When you was catching that vibe and really finding yourself.
That shit was crazy, bro. Like,
It was wild.
I don't even know where to start with that. Like, I don't know. I just started getting active like early. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, when I was living on the north side, I was probably like 13, 12 or something like that. And because of skating, I was just like hopping on the city bus like every day if I could, for real.
Wow.
But like every weekend for sure to come just down to the city just to come skate, just come to Black Sheep for real. Like when they was over on Camden, like just catching that vibe with everybody out here. Cause you know that skate culture out here is like, it's
super tight
yeah,
knit.
it's super
Yeah.
tight knit. Like everybody
Super tight knit.
run past each other. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
That's a fact.
for real.
So what made you were like forward thinking? I remember I'll tell people we always up at the studio at Western Spot now, but like I tell people like my boy Myles got the room in here like damn near 10
Easy.
years ago.
That's
like,
a fact.
You started a creative collective early on. Like you had a very forward vision, man. Where did that come from?
To be honest, I don't even know. It's like God given or something, bro. Like
Gotta be.
for real.
Gotta
'cause
be.
I just always was creating for myself, you know what I'm saying? And then just naturally you just attract people around you that are on the same vibration as you, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's why we all ended up coming together on the creative path as well, for real. Because it was, I always had like different types of groups of friends and shit like that, but like when it actually came to us like creating some shit, like it was always like our circle, you know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
it was always like that, like
It was crazy. Like piggybacking off of what Hefe said about the mastermind. It's like on the north side we had Sky University. You know what I'm saying? Which Joey and Kirk Collins and we all started that collective on the north. And then, take it even back a little further. Myles had the 21st Company. You feel me? Which
I
was
remember that
him and Stunner and like back during that was the photography, which kind of transitioned into. You know what I'm saying?
now
Like,
the 21st was after that.
that was that after?
Yeah, but that Stunner and all them, that was like when everybody was like super clicked up in Charlotte. You remember
Facts.
everybody had their little SFKs.
Right.
Yeah, I remember SFK. SFK was the fresh niggas.
Yeah.
It was a bunch of other it was a bunch of cliques.
It was
like,
a little- it was a lot of
crazy back
cliques.
then. But 21st was probably like freshman year of high school on some like clothing shit, like with my boy Julian and Troy.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I do remember. Yeah, Troy was definitely heavy on that back then.
It's
And
crazy
then
because before I met you, bro, you was doing so much that I thought you was older than us. I
That's
thought you
wild.
at least had like 2-3 years on us.
that's why he was just
Damn,
ahead.
how old y'all?
25.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
same
we all the
age.
same age.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy though. I never would have. I feel you, Hefe. It's kind of like a outlook. Like you kind of see like the steps you was taking. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just shows kind of to where your mental was at.
I feel
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the moves you were making was like, everybody might not understand right now, but like all of this is gonna add up. It's all gonna equal out, make sense.
Nah, for
you know what I'm
real.
saying? So That's very important.
I feel like it was always like that. Like, just I was always with the older people. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when I was skating, I'd be like 15, 12. Everybody was in their 20s. Like, it was just like, you know what I'm saying? It was different. So
That's wild.
I don't know.
So, I don't want to jump ahead in your story. I don't know if Paul got any more questions about the early part, but I'm gonna jump to graduating high school. We all split. I know me and Paul went to college. He went to UNCG. I went to A&T. But a big group of the homies went to Atlanta. Y'all went to SAE, and it was up for you from there when you moved to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? So talk a bit about that move and how pivotal that was to your career.
It's crazy, though, because, like, when I went out there, like, my dad was staying out there at the time, and I went to go visit him so I could go check out some schools and shit. I was about to go to film school in Florida, like, Full Sail University, and I went to the A, and Nigel hit me like, yo, you got to go check out this school, SAE, da-da-da, while you out there. And I was just like, shit, might as well, you know what I'm saying? I'm in Atlanta right now, so I went to go check out the school, and I was like, immediately, like, fuck going to film school, all that shit. I'm going to school for music production right now. Like, so I went to school probably for like, I graduated high school early 2012 because I was like so tired of being at school that I was like to the point where I was ready to drop out. So I was like, I got to graduate early because my mom not finna just let me drop out type shit. So I did that and then kicked it in Charlotte probably till like the summer when everybody else was graduating, and then we moved like that fall to the A. Yep. It was like me, Kirk, Izzy, we all had a crib, and then Nigel had his own spot with his brother.
I remember that.
What did you go to school there for?
For music production. I took like a little like the smallest course they had. Shit was like 3 months long. I really just went on some like trying to make connections. Right. Because the teacher, Jerron Ward, he was producing for Outkast and at the time, him and the Flush. So it was like,
it's wild because who else was in that? Wasn't Russ in that class? It was
me, Russ, and then like 2 other people. But it was literally like that was it. Like me and Russ was the ones that made it up out of there. And you see what he doing now. Like,
so y'all got to be in an intimate environment with Jerron. Jerron was OG on some production.
Oh yeah, for sure. For real. And what was one of y'all also had a professor that engineered for Beyonce? Or was that? I think that was Nigel and Izzy.
Yeah, they took audio engineering, so they had they was at school for like a whole like little year or something like that.
Would you say Jerron was the person who kind of put you in a position to be exposed to different relationships, or being up there at Stankonia? That's one word I used to hear a lot. In y'all early Atlanta days, Stankonia.
Yeah. That shit was big back then, like for real. Especially just being because that building is like such a staple in the music industry, in the music culture. Like if it wasn't for Outkast, nigga, none of this shit be going on right now. Like none of this shit. So it's like easy. Like I just started. Like I went to school there for like 3 months, and then he was fucking with me. So after class, he would be at the studio. He would tell me to pull up. And then he also knew I was shooting videos and stuff, so I started doing all that content and stuff. I would get to cook up with them here and there. Then I started meeting people like Organized Noise, like just different people in the building for real. They introduced me to Big. Andre wasn't like really around at that time, but Big was still like in the studio cooking up all the time. And then like just being around all that, just starting to like it's weird with music because it's like when you're young and you're making music, like. If you don't have nobody around you to like expose you to quality sound and just different types of sonics, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna take you a while to progress, you know what I'm saying? And once you start getting around like producers just really like doing stuff and really like expanding the sound, your mind and your ear will start to change, you know what I'm saying? You'll be able to hear a lot more. So it's like, until that point, it was like we was just doing our own thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like
figuring our way.
Me and Izzy was just cooking up. We had the different projects. We was working on the little beat tapes.
Fire.
They was fucking with them at school, putting them on the morning announcements and shit like that.
That's
like,
hard.
It was just little shit like that. But we didn't have no reference to put with our sound. You know what I'm saying?
People are always quick to say fuck school, but school actually teaches you some shit. What would be the most important thing you think you learned at SAE?
Oh, at SAE? Probably business. Like, Probably just that was like my first intro to the music business for real. Just learning about splits and how it's supposed to work and percentages of like who's supposed to get this much of the song. You know, splitting it between the producer and the artist, and then if it's more writers on the song, or if it, you know what I'm saying. That was my first intro to all that type of shit.
So music business being, and it's so crazy because now with this generation of artists and music and that scene, independence and like ownership, that's the topic of discussion daily. You know,
Especially now.
Right, especially now. So it's like it's not like it's a 90s era blind eye, or we just making music, whatever we make. Nah, it's like we clocking every dollar. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We seeing it, like you said, you need to see that. You know what I'm saying? You got to own that. You got to feel that. So that's very, very important.
Nah, for real,
Very important.
Ownership, man. Especially these days, it's like that's all you got for real.
Yeah,
That's really all you got. Like,
So going from you know the first couple months of being in Atlanta, being at SAE, you know dipping in the scene, getting your feet wet, getting adjusted. Where did 2-9 come into play?
so we was listening to y'all put me on the 2-9.
For sure.
Like you, Izzy, y'all put me on the 2-9 when we was here in high school. You know what I'm saying?
Key,
So
yep.
Key, everybody knew about the shit. So when we moved out there, that was like it was a goal. Like, we got to link up with these dudes. We got to work on some stuff with them.
Facts.
So it was like the first couple months we was just going out, just going to hella events, like every chance we could get, just trying to network for real, just meet people in the city, and then like just like on some real like spiritual, like it was supposed to happen type shit. Like the crib we had, Curtis and everybody in 2-9 literally like moved down the hall, like to the end of the hall. Like when I open my door, I see their door directly in front of mine.
That's crazy.
And then I went out to LA for the first time when I was like 17 and met a homie out there with Joey.
Right. Okay.
Fast forward to moving to the A, I'm like at
you talking about Crease?
Yeah, Crease.
Shout out to
Okay.
Crease.
I'm at with the tattoo shop out there that was having a little venue. I mean a little event or something like that.
Okay. At a
And-
Tukey shop?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
City of Ink. And
Okay.
then Crease, I see him standing on the block out there. I'm like, the hell are you doing in Atlanta? Behind him is Curtis, Reese, Key, everybody.
Damn.
So it's just like right there. He was like, oh yeah, introduced me to all them. Then later that day, we left a pop up. You know what I'm saying? Came to the crib, was walking to the crib, turned around, seen him right there going in the door across. I was like, oh shit, yeah, we got a link for sure. And then
Yeah,
after
for
that,
sure.
we just started pulling up on him, like just kicking it, smoking, just doing stuff like that for a minute. Cause I didn't really just want to get straight into the like, it gotta be organic.
Yeah,
Facts.
every time.
Every
For
time.
real.
For sure.
So they didn't know that you were even. They knew you did something, but they didn't know exactly what it
Yeah,
was.
they ain't had no idea. I think Fonny was the first one out of them. Original Fonny was the first one I started actually like connecting with. Started doing content for him because he ain't just started his brand, you know what I'm saying? But he was doing all like the 2-9 merch and stuff like that, and then doing graphic design. He had his brand on the works. Brick Owens was like right there with him, like at the early stages of his branding too, you know what I'm saying? So it was like they were just basically just everything was promotional use only for like the first 2-3 years. Like they was just giving shit out. Like
I still got a funny tee. He gave it to me when y'all was on tour in New York.
right.
Yeah, for promotional use only. Still
That's
on there.
crazy.
No
And
lie.
and it's crazy because the tea that I do got from Fonny that he gave me back then, it's probably my best quality tea that I own.
Wow.
Like it ain't crack, it ain't fade, nothing. Like
That's
still wear that
crazy.
shit like all the time.
That's wild. It's wild. Like Fonny, his strategy with his brand is very interesting, very unique, and like it's wild that he went those first couple years, like you said, opening up straight for promotional use. Do a 2-year run,
Right.
and then turn around, and it's like, it's a full original Fonny. Boom, it's a brand. It's a staple. It's a
For
it's a
real.
part of streetwear. So I understand that. That's so. It's very far.
For real, like
Very
it's
fire.
worldwide now, but like in
Oh, yeah.
Atlanta at least you can't go anywhere without seeing that shit.
I see everybody in Fonny.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
literally,
If it
like
ain't like a shirt or something. It's
everybody.
Like it's the bandana.
It's the bandana,
Oh,
good
right.
bandana. You know what I'm
Good
saying?
bandana.
They're
So-
good.
you kicking it with them. You start doing work with Fonny, and then I guess Fonny like, hey, this nigga got something that we can use. So he put you on. What's the first thing you did with 2-9?
Probably just like show recap. Just something light, like, you know what I'm saying? They had a show on Edgewood. Went to the show, filmed it, shot a recap for him, sent it to him, just like some light shit.
Yeah, like little content.
Yeah,
for sure. And it's that kind of, I guess it's like one show turned into another show turned into, yo, let's look at this, and boom, type of situation. And it's like, oh, snap, we kind of got a groove. Like, it's like Myles Harris, the videographer. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of that 2-9 staple. So where did take me through that? Like, what happened after it kind of became solid? Like, yo, this is kind of our videographer. Like, this is what we doing.
Well, then they started getting more popping and stuff. They started getting shows, so we started going on tour. We went on tour like Big Crit. We went on tour like
what was it? World
who else we?
World's Most Dangerous? No,
that was another tour where it was 2-9 World's Fair.
World's Fair.
World's Fair.
That's what it was.
We went on that tour.
Yep.
That shit was fire. We was just doing stuff like that, and then like I think 2013 or 14, they got signed to Mike Will, and that's when everything started changing for real.
Facts.
What was like the differences after being signed? It was just being more exposed to like a certain machine or just order and structure.
Well, I mean, it's different for me and them because they artists, you know what I'm saying, and they the ones that did the deal and all that stuff. So me, it was more like relationships, you know what I'm saying, just even getting to meet these people, being around them, and just soaking up game, learning stuff. Then Rae Sremmurd came. And they was like early career, you know what I'm saying? They had a couple songs like No Flex, and they had No Type or whatever, but the stuff wasn't really out like that. They was putting it out. It was starting going up little by little, you know what I'm saying? And then
it's crazy. I remember Myles had got like a break. I forget what it was, but it was right before we had went back to Charlotte. And we was in Greensboro. We was in college at the time. And but they had stopped through the borough, and it was Makeda's birthday. And we threw a party. It was like a party at one of her homegirls' cribs, like where when Makeda stayed at Campus Crossing. And it was wild. Yeah, that was literally a day or two before they dropped No Type. And Myles pulled up. He like, yo, bruh, you got to play this song. I'm like, yo, what song is it, bruh? He like, yo, bruh, this Mike new group. Like, Rae Sremmurd, bruh, these niggas from Mississippi, like, they hard, bruh. Like, these niggas is, you know what I'm saying? Like,
for real.
And it's wild because as soon as we dropped the song, some people was really fucking with it, and then some people was just like, "Yo, what is this?"
Yeah, it was too new though. Like
it was
too
new.
So new. It was like
it was total left field, and people like, "Yo, what is this, bro? This some new shit from Atlanta, bro. Like it's hard, bro. Like you know what I'm saying?" And it's wild to see that song. It's crazy because weeks after that, I kept spinning it. Different events, different parties, different. Next thing you know, I ain't got no type. You feel me?
That shit became big. Rae Sremmurd came out heavy. And you don't even see like double duo groups no more like that. So
yeah, it hardly ever works
out like that.
Yeah, it hardly
ever works. So that's wild that it's such a gel with them. They're really brothers. You can tell.
Yeah, like
you know?
real brothers.
Like that's such an energy.
So at a point you started working with them as well when shit started going crazy.
Yep. They was like the first to take me like out of the country and do all that stuff like on some working, you know what I'm saying? Like we went to like Bahamas. I think that was like the first place we went. And then after that we went to like Trinidad or something like that. And I was like, oh, this shit getting
yeah, you did because after real. You did what? You did one or two 2-9 tours, and then you did like
two
2-9 tours, and then how many shrimp tours? Like
shrimp tours got like. It was like a period of time where I was like living with them. Like,
facts. Okay.
We was staying in Mac Miller's old crib in LA and shit. And fucking, I was just sleeping on the couch for like 6 months. Like, just didn't even leave.
That's crazy.
For real.
I think that's important to understand too. Like, y'all was actually homies. Like, that chemistry is important. Like, even for like the video man to rapper. Like, you know, everybody just don't want to kick it with anybody, or you know, it just gotta be that natural vibe. Like, you know what I'm saying? I could tell like y'all was all homies before. Like,
right.
I want to say you taught Slim Jimmy how to skate, or some shit like that.
I ain't gonna say I told him, like, he probably dabbled with it before, but I know, like, it was definitely different times. Like, we'll be overseas. Me and Slim Jimmy went to the skate shop, got some boards real quick. I'm, like, teaching him how to do, like, ollies, kick flips and shit. We skating around, like, fucking New Zealand or, like,
that's hard.
Fucking, what was that? It was in Australia.
Oh, that's hard.
That was, like, actually the first time I locked in with them at Red Bull Studios out there.
Wow.
Like, I had played Sway some beats probably when we went to Bahamas, like, the first time we went out there.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I wasn't, like, trying to be too forward on that.
What made you want to do that? Or was it, like, they might have heard you making beats? Or, like, what? Hey, Sway, I got a beat. Like, how did that happen? What made you want to take that leap? Like, I'm about to get them niggas some beats. Or
I mean, like, that was my purpose, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my passion. That's what I love to do. So it was like, even though at the time I was like really enjoying doing videos and stuff like that, that was always like the plan. Like, I gotta get out here and get my music out and start working with these artists that I really want to work with. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Sway was the first person I felt comfortable with telling. Well, actually, Mike A&R, Obbs, I told him first. And it was, like, still early, so he was like, I mean, before you go to Mike, you might want to keep working on it, you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't want to just pull up, you know, it's they got a whole production collective, eardrummer, so it's like, why would I pull up with some, like, half-ass beats when y'all got niggas making bangers over here every day? It's just going to be another producer, so I was like, let me utilize myself in this situation. I'm going to do y'all video content because y'all don't got nobody doing this shit at this quality level. And then when it's time, when I feel like my music is up to par, it can stand next to these other producers and to these other, then I'm going to play the music and then they go, okay, bet. Right. So I played it back then, but it ain't really, the first time I played it, it was like, word, like, no speaker. We was just listening through the phone. He was just like, word, hell yeah, that's hard. And then when we went out there, we was in the studio. They didn't have no beats. Boom.
It was just
cracked
like,
up the laptop. We did like 2-3 songs. It was just like, it was our first time locking in. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then after that, like, Mike, we'll be like at the crib and stuff. And like when I'm not working on videos, I'll be like cooking up in the middle room or whatever, little studio room we had at the crib. I remember one day I was playing this beat that I made. I had made it like out here, and Mike heard it and he was like yelling like they was in there playing 2K. He was like, "Yo, send me that shit right now." He was yelling like from like downstairs in the house or some shit. Sent it to him. We ended up going to the studio with Future later that day. That shit turned into guap on me.
Yes.
I bugged the fuck out
when
that shit came out.
That is
I think I was telling everybody, hey, my nigga produced this. Even if you ain't asked, you were playing this. Hey, my nigga produced that, shit,
bro.
nigga,
We was so happy, bro. I feel like 2016, bro. I remember that year. I remember the time. I remember because it was I don't want to call it a bittersweet situation, but it was like a win-lose draw because it's like, damn, why did somebody have to leak that? But at the same time, it's like
it did come out on the leak.
And that was around that ape shit era.
And we sat on that shit for a year. Like,
facts.
That shit was done in 2015. Sat on it for a year. It got leaked next year.
And it's wild because it's like that's one of Future's best songs. One of my favorite Future songs. You know what I mean? I still listen to that song to this day. You feel me? It was real. The content was real spiritual, real vulnerable. I like when artists like Future get in that state because he gives his purest music. You know, the most pure conveying. You know what I mean? That's amazing. That's super amazing. And it's wild though. What does that feel like though when a look like that? I wouldn't say Future was at his peak. Cause
he was going hard.
He was hard, but it
came off dropping like the 3 projects.
He kind of
like was like a year or two after.
Yeah, the peak was like a little bit after, but he was bubbling crazy. He, you know, because he had passed that, you know, that street artist phase. That, you know, it's like he's an actual like an album artist, like, you know, keeping everything going. So that's why. What does that feel like to have to deal with that?
I mean, at the time it was all new, so you know what I'm saying. I was just excited, like just to even have a song with an artist that I that I really listened to like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the first song I probably did was like the Underachievers.
Right.
That was like on a.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was starting to get like some actual like little buzz. You know what I'm saying? The song probably did a couple 100,000 on YouTube or whatever. Like they had Issa had put it on his little solo project. So it was like that was like the first step. I mean, first time working with like a artist that I'm like, oh, like I don't even know how to explain it. Like I'm like, this shit is real now. Like, you know what I mean?
So from there, what did you take that energy and motivation and do with it? Did you seek out more? You started building with Mike more, or
For real.
you know, or did Mike start coming to you like, hey, you got some more shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
it was like vice versa. We started like just locking in with the relationship more. Just like he started coming to me with beats and stuff for beats and stuff sometimes, and then it was like we started cooking up together here and there, and then it was just like started just actually going out, just getting these placements and doing stuff like that. But I mean, it's like it was all more on his side. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's wild because after that it's like that's when we start seeing it's like, okay, Gucci getting out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once Gucci got out, it's like you were kind of in the right place, right time, right situation, and you had what he needed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it just, like you said, it was just supposed to happen. It was aligned. You know? So what was that like?
It was like, it's crazy how aligned it actually was. Like, cause I had moved to Boulder Crest like sometime during that period, and I had made the first placement that I got with Gucci Pop Music. I had made that in Old Sun Valley, like the neighborhood he used to live in. When he stayed on Boulder Crest,
That's crazy.
and I was staying in the renovated version of that shit, right across from PDE, and then that shit. It was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like
It's wild.
That shit was kind of crazy.
you had that energy, and you was sitting on his homeland making that beat.
Making
That's a
that beat
fact.
like that's
crazy.
And not to forget, bro, what was that song that OJ did with Retro Sushi?
Oh yeah.
Miles shot that video. We got to shout out to the Jew man. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I forget.
Did you shoot? You shot that video?
Yeah, it was Retro Sushi and OJ. I remember that.
I remember how the song went, but I'm trying to.
I pull up.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I forget.
I know. I helped with it. I ain't fully shoot it. Cam Kirk was probably.
Cam Kirk. That's
Cam
what it
Kirk
was. Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but I remember that because I remember you was like, yeah, bro, we was all waiting. And OJ pulled up, like, yeah, let's get it.
Yeah.
Ready to work. You feel me? So,
Nah, for real.
One time, man, shout out to James Malik and shout out to Miss Kim and Mr. Kim from the Texaco.
from the Texaco.
For letting us put them
But-
free Gucci tees
Hey,
in the
you feel me?
Texaco,
That's
making history. You know
That's
what I'm
a
saying?
fact.
When y'all
James-
had the spot on Boulder Crest.
Easy. James Malik said it was a must. He said, bro, we going to make it happen. And we went
real.
down there and made it happen.
I don't
You
know
feel
how
me?
he just made that shit.
He made that shit
Bro,
happen. He
James
James-
Malik.
he James Malik.
James Malik, bro. He going to make it happen, bro.
That shit was
Like,
kind of legendary. No,
what?
it was actually. It would have been. It was legendary, but it would have been so crazy if we could have just got WAP in the T at the Texaco.
At the Texaco.
But he probably locked up there.
Yeah,
he was still locked
Yeah,
up.
he was still
locked
locked.
up.
Yeah, he was still locked. And it's crazy. We had a talk with Joey Supreme the other day. I was chopping with him, and he was like, "Bruh, y'all need to release every T again, including the free Guwap T." And I'm just like, damn. Just to think about it, it's like,
Nah, we did numbers with that
ooh,
trap.
that
was
Trap
really
God
fucked up.
T on Gucci. Stop
We
it.
need it.
Let's stop
That was a
it.
good campaign, though.
Man, the Wheaties T still legendary too. Though.
Man,
Oh, wow.
appreciate it.
That shit.
Appreciate
That's probably
that,
the
brother.
biggest whammy for real.
For real.
Facts.
All
That's
right,
a
we
fact.
got jewels to actually wear that one. So
Yeah,
that was
that's
hard.
That was
That's
good.
hard.
Super hard.
Nah,
That was
for real.
So you get on you on that first Gucci album,
Mm-hmm.
pop music, going crazy.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? I know shit. I'm from the South, so Gucci one of my favorite rappers. So
Period.
that was like I remember being in L.A. That album dropped 2016. That summer. I remember being in
Yeah,
L.A.
yep.
with Joey when that came out, and we was geeking off that shit.
Yeah.
Just geeking.
It was just
I swear,
wild.
like, bruh, when your big accomplishments hit, like, Bro, we was proud, nigga.
Proud.
Like, you know what I'm
That's
saying?
a
Like,
mug. Well,
cause I remember them days we was all just building and shit. You know,
Real.
all this shit was damn near just a dream, nigga. We was
Facts.
young, you know what I'm saying? Just doing what we was doing, running around, putting shit together. But, you know, it's beautiful to see where we all are today, man, and what
real.
we making happen out here, bro.
For real.
And it shows because not only did you get the placement on the first album, but Gucci's second album, you know what I'm saying, Coming Home, and it's like you came with the Crazy Slim Jimmy and Dolph record, and I'm like, oh wow, that was,
How you did that beat?
and it was so fire because I remember you had dropped that content.
Oh yeah.
That also stems back to that Renaissance man element that like we doing it all. I'm gonna make the beat. I'm gonna go in the session with them while they recording and get in the session. I can shoot the video right now. I don't need nobody in here to get content for me. Get it myself. You know.
How often are you touching that camera nowadays?
It's here and there. Like, to be honest, right now I'm working on some videos right now for sure, but it's been a minute. Like it's been a couple months at least that before I've done a video until now. So I
That's
mean,
wild.
it really just comes in when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We got some more stuff in store. I can't really say too much.
Too much?
Because
Okay.
You know how it go.
Yeah.
Already.
Good politics.
I ain't gonna give it away. I'm gonna just be like, bruh, what's your most grailed photo that you have in the stash?
I know this answer about
Most grailed photo that is not released, because Myles
Not
got a
released.
few of them.
Yeah.
You dropped the one you might have told me years ago.
What?
I ain't gonna be.
Did he drop that one? I don't think he dropped that one, bruh.
Okay.
I don't think he dropped that one.
Okay.
Trying to think.
Okay.
The world ain't gonna know
The
what's
world
going
ain't
on.
gonna know.
Yeah.
It's all good. Don't worry about it.
It's
Joey got some. Joey let one go. Joey dropped the Drake photo not too long ago, and he let it go. But you and Joey, bro, y'all got some grail photo and video content.
Nah, for real.
I remember that one time when that was actually during the World's Fair tour. You were showing us the Chuck English, the studio content. I was like,
Oh, yeah.
my God, like. And that's for days. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine if you
For
just
real.
took a month and just went through all of your hard drives and going
Man,
through
what?
all of that footage.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
That stuff will
Wow.
come out eventually. Like, it's a lot of stuff didn't come out, but
Right.
it's a documentary that's gonna
oh wow,
be there.
yes sir. That
Gonna
is
be there.
What's the wildest tour story that you can tell?
Shit.
safely
Yeah.
that you can safely tell. You feel me?
Ain't like wild in what manner though? Because it's like it's
Any
like,
manner, man.
Any manner. It's free breakfast.
girls
It's free
wild,
range.
it's-
You know.
what I'm saying? Like,
What element of wild you wanna ask about some John stories or
Hey,
something?
we gonna talk about
Just give
the
us one John
Jonesetos,
story.
man.
Crazy
we
as
can
shit
talk
like a
about
John
the
ever
Jones.
did.
Yo, I know. She was Did she throw baby powder at you niggas or not?
damn. I was a wild boy on tour. I ain't gonna lie. I was a wild boy.
It got a little
I'm
risky,
not even
but
like that, though, boy.
it got a little risky,
Like,
my boy.
I had tapped into a whole nother element
whole
of
nother
myself that I
Myles.
never knew
Okay.
about when I was on tour. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was crazy.
You gotta think you on tour with the hottest group at the
Yeah,
time
like-
too. So I know
Right.
like it's like girls throwing themselves, doing all types
Every
of crazy
night,
shit.
girls is throwing themselves, especially at them.
Wow.
But they just trying to get around.
Yeah,
So they like,
yeah.
they might just go fuck with the homie. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like, for real. That shit is crazy.
So
Like,
it was in not relation to a John. What's the wildest tour story? What's some crazy shit that ever happened to you on tour? You be like, man, I'll never forget that shit.
It's so many different directions I could go. Like, I don't want to say that too wild.
Oh yeah.
But we ain't even gonna put you in that.
You can say
situation.
something kosher. You can keep it kosher. It don't gotta be wild. Just you could drop a little gem, little tour story, a little interesting. Oh, okay. You know.
Or I'll say this: who is the most genuine interaction you ever had on tour in this industry? Period. Who's been that person? Like a big man, you can be like, man, that nigga gave me some game. Like I finally met him and he told me some shit.
Shit, it wasn't a tour story.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
for real,
Ooh,
Damn.
for real.
wow.
That interaction was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like
How was that? For real to God.
that shit was almost like it was like I wasn't there.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like I was like I be still trying to like put myself back in that moment because we was in the studio. We had like this was the second time when we did the mantra for the Creed.
Right,
For the
right,
Creed
for the Creed
album.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the first time I had met him was him and Mike working on Hugo.
Mm.
We was out in L.A. and
That's
I
a
was
big
in the
record.
studio with
That's
them
definitely
filming that session. But the second time I went out there, shit, I was producing. So it was like, man, we started talking like, so basically when we went to that studio session, they had already locked in like the day before.
Okay.
And I seen, like when I was in the A, I had seen Mike on the gram or whatever. He was working out of the same studio as Pharrell. So like the thought passed my mind like, oh shit, he probably gonna lock in with Pharrell while he out there this weekend. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a session we had on like October 15th, like 2018, where we was at studio in Atlanta, and I had made the beat for the mantra, and originally I was gonna give it to Key.
Okay.
He was at the studio that day, and he had left like an hour before I made the beat.
That's crazy.
So I was gonna call Key back to the studio and try to get him on it, but that didn't end up happening. So,
That's wild.
and usually I ain't gonna lie, I don't usually send Mike beats and call him about it and like you know what I'm saying, really be like I might send him something when he asks me for something or like if we cooking up, of course, you know what I'm saying, but like it's not too often. I just be sending him beats like on my own, but I had basically took like a song that was on the soundtrack already and blended the end of that song into the song, to the beat that I was working on, so it was like a bridge between the gaps of the two songs, and it was like a vibe that wasn't on the project yet.
Wow.
So I called him the next day, like, bro, I think I got one for the project, like this, cause I've been around the whole time filming all the sessions and everything, still ain't got one on the project.
Right.
So I'm like, I gotta make this shit happen.
Easy.
So that shit happens. I send it to him, calling him about it, explaining to him like the ideal and everything for it. So I don't hear nothing from him for like a week or two. Then he just called me trying to fly me out to LA. And then we get to the studio. He played a song and he don't say nothing. Like we in the studio for a couple hours and then he finally played a song and it's just like what the hell? Like who is this? Like I'm like that's how I was at first when I heard like who is this? Like he like, for real? I'm like, hold on, man. I had to walk out the studio real quick. Like,
let me double back real quick. We're going to walk on down a little bit.
Hey, Trouble say Mike Will infamous for just putting somebody on the track and playing it for you. Then you be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
he
like,
say he did that with that she had with
That
Drake.
Bring It Back.
Yeah.
for real.
That's
For real.
crazy.
Man, so you hear Pharrell on your beat? Like,
Yeah, I'm like,
What?
I'm tripping. And it's like early, too. It's like not really many words in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
okay, so it's a
it's
good
for real
rough.
coming up with an idea. You know what I'm saying? So the next day, we go to the studio, and he started putting the words in it, and he started doing all that shit. And then, like, I just found the right time to just, when we chill for a second, just to start just asking him some stuff. So we just started talking about, like, we started off talking about Kanye. And this is like when the MAGA hat is going crazy. Like,
Wow.
this is like right as soon as it happened. And we like going back and forth, explaining our perspectives on it and stuff. And I'm telling him how I look at the situation. And he explaining to me, like, don't be so naive with this shit. Like, there's agendas, you know what I'm saying? But we just going back and forth about it. Then we started talking about spirituality and just changing the world and just all type. Like, the conversation just got deep.
Wow.
And it's just me and Pharrell going back and forth for like 20 minutes. We just chopping it up about all this shit. And I'm just like,
That's wild.
he just put me on some like I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was like, I know a lot of spiritual shit, but it's like, at the same time, like, you always gotta like, it's more about the details. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of fine details that's behind the scenes on a lot of different things that people don't get to see for a number of reasons. It might be because of the actual motive of a situation, or, you know, you never know, you know what I'm saying? And he was just really like showing me that like you really gotta pay attention out here. Like, don't just fall and go to anything just because it sound good, or you know what I'm saying. Like,
that's amazing. Wow.
For real.
I feel like a set. Wow, I feel you, because it's like you kind of, when you go into something like that, it's like you don't know what you're getting into. It's like
Not at all.
you done looked up to this man forever. Like he's a part of our narrative. He's a part of our blueprint.
For
So
real.
it's like, and you know they got that stigma. They're like, oh, never go meet a guy or meet an artist you look up to, or that like negative stigma. But it's like, wow, he's all you imagine and more. Like he is Pharrell Williams. You know what I'm saying? Like he is that guy. Like yeah.
Hey, no, I ain't never heard nothing. You ain't never seen nothing flaw about Pharrell.
Nothing.
Like,
Nothing.
Yeah.
And
you
I'm
never
about
heard
to.
nobody say nothing bad. You ain't never read nothing bad about
Nothing.
Pharrell. Like,
It's crazy. And he said we gotta, as black men, bro, we gotta wash our face with cold water.
no cap.
That's how he got the Benjamin Button situation going on. Yeah.
Nigga don't age.
Hey, he don't age at all, my boy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, at all. Like that's what we gotta do. I'm on it.
So just stemming
Okay.
off this moment, man, at what point you might have been by yourself and you've been like, man, I'm on the right track. This shit is going how I needed to go. Like, at what moment did you tell yourself that? Or do you think, have you had that moment? Or, of course, none of us are where we want to be fully, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Still in the grind.
But at what moment did you tell yourself, like, bro, I'm on the right path? Like, this is some crazy shit I'm in.
It's weird though, cause it's like I always plan for this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't put in all these years
For nothing.
for nothing.
That's
Like,
no cap.
this is the shit we was putting in all the years for. So it was like I always had that in the back of my head, like, but at the same time, like, it still hasn't actually like settled in and kicked in yet. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Honestly, I feel like you live so fast. Like during college, that's especially because we were going back and forth to the A all the time, for various concerts or this, or just to go link up with the homies at somebody's birthday, we on spring break, whatever. But like, I feel like during that 5 to 7 year gap, you were just doing so much and living so fast that it's kind of like now you didn't get to really slow down, but it's kind of like you at the bottom of the roller coaster. And you kind of thinking about everything that's just been happening, trying to remember everything, trying to, gauge. And it's like, man, that's how you know it's just a blessing and it's
Nah,
well
for real.
earned. You know what I mean? Like you earned every bit of everything you've ever tasted, seen, experienced, bro. Like you earned every bit of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's important.
I think with me,
real.
like, no matter how many wins we get, I'm always concerned on how to get the next win.
next
I ain't
win.
never embracing shit. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna embrace all this shit like later on in life.
Later on,
For
Hefe
real.
don't never. He always do that, bro. Bro,
I'm
like,
trying to get to the next.
trying to get.
dub,
What's
like,
next, bro?
I
Like,
ain't where I need to be. So like, shit, let's get this next win. Like,
Nah,
yeah, we
yeah.
just did that, or
Right.
fucking Nike gave us a cease and desist for this shirt. But it's like, yeah, that's cool, but shit, let's keep working.
Keep working,
We ain't
right?
done
You
yet.
feel me?
You know what I'm saying?
Keep working.
Nah,
Okay.
for real. I mean, I feel like it's always gonna be like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're gonna get to that point where we like where we want to be, and it's gonna feel a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? But it's
Oh,
still like, regardless, you always gonna have a new goal. Like no matter what, you make one song,
Right.
where the next one at? You make, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's always just gonna be like that with creators for sure.
That's a fact.
For
It's
real.
it's crazy. Fa last night we was at the Vibe. We was chopping, and we was talking about how like to some Jones we boring because we so creative and so focused. You know what I'm saying? And it's like me and Myles especially was talking about it. He was like, bro, we gotta find more time to live, bro.
That
Like,
balance.
You know what I'm saying? That balance, exactly. We gotta, we work all the time. Yeah, we grind
real.
all the time. But like, bro, we gotta still be human.
For
You know
real.
what I'm saying? We gotta figure out how to live. So I feel like we at an age where that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Non-stop grind, but we're trying to figure out how to grind and live at the same time.
Right.
You know?
It's important to have that balance. That's why you know what I'm saying? I might just go kick it with my grandparents or just want to be around some family.
Some
just
family,
to
right.
have that balance. Like,
Just
not
to feel that love.
My brother always tell me, like, hey, don't get so caught up in the shit that you forget about what's important. You forget to live. So
Right.
I be trying to work on that balance, man,
It's
and
hard,
really
though.
find that pocket. It is,
It's
especially
hard.
when you just in overdrive.
Grind mode.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like niggas trying to get this mission accomplished.
Exactly.
So it's like, shit, we could go hang out and have fun and do all that, but nigga, I'm still not accomplished
where
my
I
mission.
need to be.
Where I'm trying to be. Like,
Exactly. Like,
we could do that, but it's just like
my
that
mama
shit
be
take
getting
time.
on me about that. She's like, yo, like, don't get too wrapped up in it that you not worried about nothing else but that, you know? And it's like, it's tough because it's like, that's all I want to worry about is this, but
Exactly.
But that balance relates back to the work. Like,
Right.
shit, I might just be kicking it with my grandparents or, you know, kicking it with my girl and vibing out.
Mm-hmm.
And that downtime might help me think of, like, the next best thing or something.
Right.
Me having a clear mind and not thinking about work might
Right.
help me think of
some work.
think of some work, you know
That's
what
a
I mean?
fact.
So,
That's a fact. I do. You right. You
Nah,
right.
for real.
Because when you be in normal civilization and just going about life, you know, in the normal way possible, it's just like, yo, you never know what you come up with.
No, for real.
That's how it was. Like yesterday, I woke up, bro, and I just like this sample came to me. I woke up with it on my mind. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like listen to it all day, chopped it up, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like you never know. You never know what just basic life will do
real.
for your creativity. It's wild.
That's where the whole inspiration come from.
That
Just
is.
living every day, like
That
Living.
is. That is, bro.
That's a fact.
it don't come from
I
nowhere else.
ask everybody this, man. What do relationships mean to you? How important are they to you?
They everything.
Mm.
Like who you know is that shit is major, especially in this industry. You know what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
Like
For sure.
it's all types of people out here that's talented as fuck. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't know nobody, and you never know about them
Mm-hmm.
Right.
for that same reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just sad. You know what I'm saying? Because you might get that stigma where you start feeling like, damn, it's a lot of niggas out here bullshitting and they getting on and da-da-da. But some of them got the crazy work ethic, for one. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And they not too wrapped up into, oh, I just made the craziest song, da-da-da. So they on to the
Right.
next one already.
Right.
Even the ones that is that talented, still on to the next one because they got to keep going. Like, you can't just...
It's wild in this day of especially with this industry, the consistent artist is gonna outbeat the talented artist any day of the week, and it's sad. It's literally sad because it's like I saw this one quote the other day. They were like, "I wonder when the music industry is gonna get back to talent based A&Rs." And
Coach K
Coach
said,
K
yeah,
said that,
Coach
yeah.
K has said that. Yeah, like
They the only people breaking talent. I commented
Yeah.
that and said that. Like, everybody...
shout
you
out
even-
to P. Shout out to CEO
Yeah, like, you
P,
think about
man.
Lil Baby, City Girls. These are people that came from the bottom ground.
Literally.
Like, then you look at a nigga like Baby. He go to Interscope. He
Right.
was already straight before
Already
he went to
good.
Interscope. He came there built up.
Yep.
And it's
Full
shit like
package.
that. Like, shit, go get you artists and break it from the mud. QC the only people really doing that right now.
That's a
right
fact.
now. You know what I'm saying?
He from the mud, but the thing about both of them, Baby and Lil Baby, is they had their funds together, and that's why the Baby was the one artist that could pop out of the city,
Right.
Cause that shit take funding, take marketing, and take
do.
all that shit, and bro put that bag behind himself. He really invested into himself to make
That's
that
a
shit
fact.
happen.
That is a fact.
Like, you can put out as much music consistently as you want and have some good connections, but until you start investing in yourself and putting that money, it's not going to reach where you need it to reach to.
Right.
I don't think a lot of artists really understand that. You
don't.
gotta put your bag behind your career. I
That's
think
a
that's one
fact.
thing I really admire 2 Chainz for, because he revamped his career with his bag. You know
That's a
what I'm saying?
fact.
And that helped him get to where he need to go.
For real.
As well as shit, your favorite artist probably had a bag behind them or had the bag
you ain't never
to get
even
where they
know.
needed to go. You feel me?
For real.
They'll never know. But that's a fact. The most successful artists, it's all about the what's behind it. Because if the talent's good, then it's kind of like you have a one-up. Right? Talent's good, cool. All right, where we going to get some money? You know what I'm saying? Where we going to get somebody that I know? and you know these program directors, you know these managers, you know these bloggers, you know what I'm saying? How we gonna tie all this together? You know what I'm saying? So it's like knowing people, like he said, you know what I'm saying? Having that bag behind you, getting that PR situation together, like getting your marketing together, like it's all important.
For real.
What's another thing you tell a young artist coming up if he came up to Myles Harris and was like, man, Myles, I'm trying to get my shit off the ground. Other than investing in yourself, what else would you tell him?
As an artist, like a recording artist, I'll tell them to find a producer and create a sound with them and build it from the ground up. Those are the producers that you know about. Those are the artists that you... I'm not going to say those are artists that you know about because artists they got different ways of popping, you know what I'm saying? But that's how you create an actual sound and create a staple for yourself in the industry, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, especially, like, for producers, like, the only producers you know about is the ones that pair themselves with an artist. You got Turbo, you got Weezy, you got Mike, you got Metro. These are the biggest producers in the game, and they all paired themselves with somebody coming up to create a sound, and it's influenced the world now. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could catch a little placement here and there with a couple different people, but it's not like a consistent, solid anything to stick to. So it's like, this song might be a hit. Cool. Where the next one at with y'all together with this, continuing this sound on. Because if not, it's like, to be honest, niggas really don't even know who be making the beats for their favorite songs half of the time. You actually have to be into music and really be like researching and looking into that shit, checking out the credits, all that type of shit. But if you just a consumer,
you walk up to the average Drake fan and ask him who produced God's Plan, I bet you Cardo would not be the first person they told you.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? They probably don't know. They'd guess it was 40 or something. You know, just off the relationship. But like, I feel you have to be very... You either gotta want to know, or you just in a situation where you gotta know,
right?
You know,
but that's why I say when you pair yourself with an artist like that, or vice versa, producer artist, it's just like they gonna know. They gonna know because shit, you can't go nowhere without hearing no Turbo Gunner. You know what I'm saying? And knowing that this where this sound came from,
right? You hear every producer in the game want to go take some country guitars and them flutes. That's that Weezy Turbo, like the flutes and the guitars.
And they're not the first producers that found that sound, right? But they stamped it.
Oh yeah.
So
I feel like they innovated it. And Turbo being somebody who, and it's so crazy. I was telling Myles the other day, I'm very fascinated with Turbo's story. I love all his interviews, all that, like, cause to see, like, and I talk with Nigel a lot about this too, to see people be in Atlanta and how being an engineer at a studio turns into you're a main producer for an artist. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we were talking about the economy of Atlanta. You know, how the strip club plays with the music, plays with the trap, plays with the, you know, it's a whole thing. The art scene, it's literally every single thing comes together to make Atlanta.
For
you
real.
Know, it's an amazing place.
It should go hand in hand.
It really does.
We right here in the city, right here, right now, man. We know you currently based in Atlanta, but would you ever see yourself moving back to Charlotte?
Yeah, but I gotta like have some property out here for sure. Like, I'm not about to just move out here on some random shit. Like you gotta be all the way set up out here.
Yes, sir.
For real. It's a lot of places that it gotta be like that to go to. I'm not gonna say that it has to be like that here, but you know what I'm saying. Like this city got a lot of money in it, but it's on the financial banking capital side. You know what I'm saying? It's the second biggest banking capital in the U.S. Right?
Right. That's right.
Like we got fucking Bank of America skyscrapers here,
literally.
Like,
and they building another huge ass building downtown.
Big Wells Fargo building, big BOA, Duke Power building. Ain't that the tallest building downtown? Duke Power?
Nah, that's BOA.
BOA is the tallest building? Okay.
Yeah, that's the only way though. Coming back, owning some property, owning some land, starting up some stuff out here.
Right.
Because if not, it's just like might as well keep moving around and just playing yourself in this city, and that city.
Where else could you see yourself, you know, getting into the groove besides Atlanta? what city interests you more so?
When I was younger, I always used to want to live in L.A., but after being out there enough, I realized that you got to have your shit together to live out there. Like, living in L.A., the right way to do it is with the house in the hills. You know what I'm
Get you
saying?
a bag and then go to LA.
Like,
You said the right
No
way
cap.
to do it.
I think I learned that same shit
For
when I was
real.
out there with Joey.
For real.
Man, let me. If I want to do this, I'll come back. Let
Right.
me have a
That's a
bag
fact.
first.
Because I done experienced
You know what
both
I'm
sides of
saying?
L.A. You know what I'm saying? I done
Yeah.
experienced riding around on the bus out there,
Right.
on the metro and all that shit.
Mhm.
Shit ain't it.
He said, I seen the other side too, and I thought that was it.
That
It is
Goddamn.
it. Yeah.
Riding around with niggas in Maybachs and all that other shit. You goddamn pulling up the matches. That,
Yeah, right.
That's the right way
That's
to
the
live.
right way.
No cap.
That's the right way, my
Yeah.
boy.
Hey,
Yes,
man.
indeed.
You got anything else for my boy, Myles?
Man, honestly, I want to know what's two questions. One, what's the best piece of advice that Mike has ever gave you? And two, other outside of Mike, who was the person who gave you that second best piece of advice thus far in your career?
I can answer the first question quicker than I can answer. The second question quicker than I can answer the first question.
Okay,
My mom, for sure.
for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
that question before.
she just always reminded me to just stay true to like who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, this industry could take you over. You can lose yours. I lost myself in this shit before, so I know how it is to like come back out of that shit.
It take a
and be
man
like,
to admit that.
yeah, like, you know what I'm
Like,
saying?
it
And
really
be
takes
like,
a man
damn,
to
this
admit
shit is
that, brother.
crazy. For real, like, I had to take a break. I had to go home type
I feel
shit
you.
and get my mind right so I could continue to be in this shit. Because after just so much running wild, it's like it's gonna take a toll on you. It's gonna take a toll on you mentally, physically, all that shit, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? But she just always reminded me, just stay true to yourself. Do what you do.
Yeah.
Don't worry about what everybody else got going on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then with Mike, shit, I learn shit every day.
That's crazy.
I probably see Mike Will more than I see anybody.
That's wild.
Mike interesting to me, man, because he like a dog at that CEO position.
Oh, yeah.
He know exactly how to play chess with that shit.
Oh, yeah.
He like CEO Mike now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah,
that shit is crazy to see that grow. I remember seeing him in like in the back of old Gucci Hood Affairs
the
DVDs with the big ass frames on. Young nigga, young Mike Will. You know what I'm saying? So just to see where he is now, man, it's crazy, man, for sure.
real.
He doing his thing. Eardrummers, Interscope, going
Ain't
crazy.
letting up.
Ain't letting up.
Like, they done put it, they work, they grind was so crazy back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, that, especially like a lot of kids nowadays, we spoiled to this shit because we don't have the same, we don't have to put in the same amount of work effort and, not work effort, work ethic in as they did because of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like, before it was word of mouth, you had to really be in the streets, getting out there, putting this shit out here, pulling up on people, or nobody was gonna know about it. Now you can sit from your damn phone and post something, and fucking, if you got people following you, they gonna see it. You know what I'm saying?
Drop a song on SoundCloud, that motherfucker can do 50,000 first day.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying?
Shit crazy.
Crazy
But
shit.
It wasn't like that.
No.
And we lucky that we are the generation that got to see between
Best
right
of both
before the
worlds, I
internet,
tell people
because the generation now that only was born with the internet, bro, they're fucked.
Literally.
know.
It's crazy too, because word to De Niro always says this. He said, we lucky because when we were on the internet when nobody else was on the internet.
Right.
So it's like we getting on blogs every day, and people at school looking at you like, bro, what you doing? Like, what you looking at? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are y'all, like, why y'all always on these sites? What's Ill Roots? You know what I'm saying? What's
I'm
Two
so
Dope
glad
Boys?
we
What's,
caught
you know?
that. I'm so glad we caught them in all
And it's
eras.
crazy because all that shit on the way out right now.
Yeah.
I feel you.
I used to check blogs. I was just having this conversation with Paul a minute ago. I used to check blogs every day in like 2012.
That's a fact.
And I'll say when the Clean Slate stopped being a blog, like we stopped being a blog because me and Clean one day, we was like, man, I seen like some whack-ass headline on the article. I was like, man, this blog shit some diva shit now. Like people reporting who people dating and
It's getting
all types
goofy.
of dumbass shit. Like this ain't what
It's
the game
getting
about.
goofy,
You know what I'm
man.
saying? So
It's about culture,
You know,
man.
blogs is definitely on the way out. I can't remember the last time I hopped on the Ill Roots, or I don't even hop on a Hype Beast or a Highs Nobody no more. I'm just Instagram my blog. You know what I'm saying? Instagram, and Twitter.
I can't
gonna tell
flex.
me
I
everything
still
need
check
to
Ill
go.
Roots every day because I want to sit down with Mike. It's all good, but that's the only reason why I still check Ill Roots every day because I feel like if you rank all the blogs right now, other than Complex has video down packed, but when it comes to blog like still script content, Ill Roots is out of here, and Fader. That's about it.
Oh yeah, I'm still fucking with it.
I
I'm
fuck
fucking with
the
Fader's
Fader the
video
long
content.
way. What?
It's crazy.
They
I
always
interned
been
for
the
Mass
best
Appeal
quality.
for a little
Best
bit,
quality, right?
but they just killed their website. They strictly video based content now.
Mass Appeal?
Yep.
Wow.
Strictly video now. Only video content. So I thought that was a huge testament to where shit is about to go to. Everybody want to see something. They want to see you. They want to see how you living.
Yeah,
They want to see what you doing.
that's a fact.
It's a visual world now, man.
So what's next on the? I know you can't. It's certain stuff you can't talk about. But what's up on the production slate? Like what's coming up? What kind of placements can we look forward to? What kind of collabs or do you got in mind or are underway at the current moment? Like let us know what's going on.
Well, we got that Pull Up with a Stick, Gunna Thug.
Ooh,
That's on the way. I'm just waiting
Yes,
patiently.
sir.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't wait to hear that
I
one.
can't
It's
wait.
supposed to be on a joint project,
Yeah.
Thug and Gunna, but I know Gunna's supposed to be dropping another project before that one, and I know Thug probably about to drop a project right now too. So
It's a whole
it's
vibe.
yeah, but I mean,
It's just the waiting
way
game.
they was talking, it sounded like they was trying to get that thing out immediately before the end of the summer or something, because it was one of them ones.
It's
man.
one of them ones. You know what I'm saying? They got that Myles Harris in it, boy. That cook up.
Call that nigga Myles. Yeah, that money go for Myles.
Yes, sir. That's a fact,
Nah,
man.
for real, man. Shit. Besides that's just the one I'm like the most excited for. I got
For sure.
a lot of stuff with other artists. Like, I just recently locked in with Schoolboy Q.
Yeah, we seen that. We
A$AP
seen
Rocky.
Nigel engineered
Nigel
that one.
engineered
Yeah,
that
I worked
one.
with him, so that was
I love
too
that.
hard.
For real, for real.
You said Rocky though?
Yeah, Rocky. We got a couple.
You got some ASAP Rocky?
Yes.
Oh damn! Free ASAP.
Free
Rocky.
A$AP Rocky.
Free
A$AP
go.
Free
Rocky,
Flacco, man.
No cap.
You know what I'm
For real,
saying?
for real.
And just so y'all know, I'm not going to Sweden. So don't ask me, nigga. Nah, I ain't going.
I ain't going back.
No. Like, no.
Anybody else you can tell us that you might have something in the cut with that you can tell us? We know you can't tell us everything.
Who else do I want to say some shit about? I mean, shit, it's a lot of
I was
artists.
about to
but
say no.
it's a lot, yeah.
Say
The
no.
only
It's all
thing
good,
is,
you
You
it's
might
like,
say something you
it's
supposed
like-
to.
it's like when and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel you.
The timing
Okay.
is like a big thing with producing that you just gotta like. That's why you gotta love this shit.
Yeah.
Cause if you
For sure.
if you don't, you're just gonna be sitting around pulling your hair out
Playing the guessing game.
for real.
That's wild. And then, we got that Myles Harris, Ron Louis.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
You know that's on the way.
yeah. Y'all got a couple bangers in the cut.
Out of
Yeah.
here.
And that's
you know.
that's another focus of mine for real. Just locking in with the artists I enjoy and believe in this upcoming, and just us creating a sound. You know what I'm saying? So the world
yeah.
will get on that next for real.
That's going to be a vibe.
That's hard,
Yeah.
man. We appreciate you coming through here, man. Hey, and we appreciate Black Sheep for having us.
Shout
man.
out
Hey,
to
for
Josh,
real.
man.
Shout out to Black Sheep
Shout out
again.
to Josh.
Like
Shout out
real
to Drew,
legendary
man.
shit.
Real.
Big
Real
le-
legendary city shit going on.
Hey, in the new location, man, right off
New
Central,
location,
man.
man. R.I.P. Camden Road. That shit look fucking
For real.
industrial now.
Yo, it
Fuck
looks like an office building on Camden, nigga.
That's what's going
When
on.
I drive down there, I don't think about no culture no more. I'm upset.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo,
It's
what
all
is
good. The
this?
There
history
used to
got
be
made
so
on it.
much heat over there, bro.
Oh,
So
my
much.
niche,
Like,
Black
everything
Sheep.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I mean, they brought it over to the right place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah. This
Yeah.
Plaza Midwood area is where
real.
it's at now, man.
Yeah, man.
But
But
yeah,
we appreciate
We
you,
appreciate you coming through, bro.
brother. Myles Harris, man, it's been a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? It's
appreciate y'all
another
having me.
episode of the Free Breakfast Podcast, man. And we about to get on our decks and check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Y'all be safe.